Hello YouTube, this is Big George of Big George Vapes. Today I just wanted to show you my DIY wooden box mod. SX350, charge port, vandal switch, Fat Daddy, I believe it's a version 2, made out of Padauk wood, real nice. We'll get up close with it, just wanted to show you a quick look of that Padauk. Padauk is a reddish toned wood, very hard. I class it with the hard maples, oak, but I'll put it this way there. Let's not do it any justice, but it's a beautiful wood to work with. Right now I got about 5 coats of lacquer on it. It's held up pretty well. Made it about a year ago. Sliding back door. Got your magnets at the bottom there, your SX350 chip. Now I didn't go ahead and put any cosmetic piece to hide all the wires. Again, this is my mod. I like it the way it is, just so I can get into the internals if I ever need to. Never had to, actually. And as you can see, it's got the SX350 chip in it. The mod actually took me about a day to mill out the wood and assemble it. Again, not very difficult to do, quick. The reason why I did it was because about a year ago I was having a hard time forking up the money for a mod. I was buying mods online or at my local shop, getting them home, and a week or two later they would start giving me problems. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead, see if I can make a mod on my own. Got the SX350 chip. At the time it was only a 30. Did the upgrade to a 60 watt. Got it from Veritube, and then as you can see the bezels here I got from Shapesway, 3D printed. Cost me about $10 shipped. Vandal switch about $7. Fat Daddy about $5. The wood, actually, what you see here is about $7 in wood. Battery sled, a couple of bucks, China, and then your wiring and solder. So I mean, extremely cheap, less than $100. Got myself a real nice mod. Fits great in the hand. It's a little bulky again. The bulk comes in the fact that the SX350 chip is pretty wide and the wood's actually 4 millimeters thick. Doesn't bother me. Again, it's a nice mod in the hand. Wood feels fantastic. And we'll go down low and take a real quick look. Alright, here we go. Here's the mod, made out of Padauk wood. It's a beautiful redwood, very strong. Falls in a family with hard maple, oak. Hard to mill, but puts a toll on your tools when you're milling this wood. It's got the SX350 chip in it, USB charging port, power button, Fat Daddy version 2, spring loaded, and I coated it with about 5 layers of lacquer. It's held up pretty well. Built this thing about a year ago. Just didn't want to pay for the expensive mods. Thought I could do one myself. Bought the chip for 60 bucks from Veritube. Button cost me about $7. It's an anti-vandal 12 mil button. Real nice. Not a click, more of a squeeze type button. And the bezel and the USB port are hard black plastic, 3D printed from Shapesway. Shapeway's got a ton. There's a ton of folks who submitted plans for bezels, actual mods themselves. I mean, you can pretty much get anything printed on Shapesway. Bezel and USB cost me about $10 shipped, and the black hard plastic, real nice. Took about 2 weeks to get in. Sliding back door. Magnets here, single battery, negative positive, and I did not put a cover over it. Felt I didn't need to. It was my mod, but in the future if I ever make one for someone, I'd more than likely put some sort of black or back cover back here to hide all the wires. But for me, it's perfectly fine. As you can see, one mistake I did was I soldered the positive post to the barrel of the Fat Daddy. It should have been actually in that hole. I'm going to make that change in a couple of days. It's an easy fix. I'm not sure why I did it this way. Must have had a reason why, but I'm going to go ahead and change that. I don't like it that way. Again, had to use hot glue to secure the board to the mod itself. Again, magnets, slots, slips right in. Let's go ahead and put a battery in. Got an E-Fest 18650. Select that sucker in there. Splash screen comes up. SX350. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. SX350 again. Comes right up, no problems. Put the door in. As you can see, if I go charging port, charges right up. Right now it's green, battery's fully charged. Works perfectly fine. And let's go ahead and take a look at it with Billow V2 on it. Not a bad mod. Let's compare it to, say, an EVIC VT. It's a lot taller, definitely a lot thicker, and actually it's the same width as the VT. I mean, right now that's the closest thing I can think of, size comparison with if you own a VT. VT fits fantastic in the hand. This is the same, it's just that it's a little thicker. I had to make it a little thicker only because the SX350 board's pretty wide and the wood itself is 4 millimeters thick. So that's why I had to have a little girth on it. I mean, the next one I'd probably make out of a DNA 40. And again, Shapesway sells the bezels for the DNA 40 chips, large screen and small, which is fantastic. And again, for the bezel itself and the USB, $10 shipped, not bad at all. That's all I had on the box. Let's take it up top. Alright, that was my SX350 homemade DIY box mod. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. That's all I had. If you got any questions, go ahead and hit me up, PM me or email me at biggeorgevapes@gmail.com. Thanks again.